Have you ever had a gut feeling so strong it felt like your life depended on it? Well, last year, a young woman got one such feeling during a Tinder date. And as crazy as it sounds, it ended up saving her life. So let me tell you how it all went down. Our story begins with a 23-year-old graphic designer from New York named Alice. She was a fun-loving, adventurous spirit. And through the app, she matched with a guy named Tom. Their initial chats were nice enough. He was confident, funny, well-spoken, but what stood out was his good looks. In his pictures, he was tall, handsome, athletic build. Overall, he seemed like a catch, so when he asked Alice out for a drink, she accepted. They met at a trendy bar in Chelsea, and right away, Alice knew something was off. Don't get me wrong, Tom was good-looking in person too, but just not in the way his photos had portrayed. There was something subtly different about him. It wasn't dramatic, like he wasn't some disfigured monster. It was more like the difference between seeing a celebrity from afar and then realizing when you meet them in real life, they're just a normal person. But that wasn't what bothered Alice. What bothered her was Tom's conversation. The whole night he kept talking about himself, his fancy job in finance, his love life, how he had dated supermodels, how much money he made. But there was something odd about his stories. They seemed a bit exaggerated, almost rehearsed. Alice tried engaging, but he would always steer the conversation back to himself. She thought maybe he was just nervous. So she smiled politely, played along. But near the end of the night, Tom crossed the line. Over drinks, he boasted about his ex-girlfriend, said he was thinking about marrying her. Then, a low voice, he added, "But you know how women are. They get all emotional and crazy when you try to control them. You gotta be firm." Firm. What did he mean by that? Alice felt a chill down her spine. Then Tom dropped a bombshell. "You know, I used to lay hands on that girl. Whenever she wouldn't cook for me, oh man, would she cry. But you gotta teach them a lesson, make them understand who's the boss." He said this with a twisted smile on his face. It was like he was enjoying the memory. Alice froze. Her blood ran cold. All this time, she thought Tom was just some narcissistic jerk. But now it was clear. This guy was dangerous. And deep down, she knew she had to get away from him. Her mind raced, trying to come up with a quick escape plan. But before she could think of something, Tom stood up. "I had a great time tonight," he said, extending his hand. "Me too," replied Alice, quickly pulling away. She really had a great time. She couldn't wait to get away. "Please don't go," he pleaded. His face, which was charming just moments ago, now looked strange and manic, like a wild animal that was trying to figure out its next move. Panic surged through Alice. She tried to pull away, but Tom's grip was surprisingly strong. "Let go of me," she cried. Startled by her sudden outburst, Tom finally released her arm. The second that hand left hers, Alice bolted. She rushed out of the restaurant, slid into the driver's seat of her car, and reversed quickly. As she glanced over her shoulder to check if Tom was following, she saw him getting into his car. His eyes were fixed on her. Then he did something that made her blood run cold. He started following her. Alice hit the gas and sped out of the parking lot, but Tom was keeping up with her. She could see his car in her rearview mirror, inching closer. In a panic, she made a sharp turn into a side street. That's when she remembered her mom's place. It was just a few blocks away. With shaking hands, she dialed her mom's number. "Mom, I need your help. I'm scared," she whispered. Without asking questions, her mom told her to drive to the gated community and said she was calling the police. Hanging up, Alice floored it. She could hear sirens in the distance. Finally, she saw the familiar security gates of her mother's residence. Relief washed over her as the guard recognized her and opened the gates. She sped through. Behind her, she saw Tom trying to follow, but he was stopped in his tracks. As the police arrived, Alice recounted everything to them. She told them about Tom's behavior, his disturbing stories, and how he laid hands on her. Then she gave them the name he had told her, the same name he had given to the police when they pulled him over for following her. When they checked his ID, his face paled. He was Thomas Elliot, the fugitive wanted for murdering his ex-girlfriend. He had been on the run for months. That night, Alice trusted her gut instinct, and it saved her life. Next time yours screams at you, don't ignore it. Because sometimes our body knows the truth before our mind can process it. That's all for today. See you next time.